Hello everyone, I'm Kalyan, the Product Enablement Manager at Kissflow, and I welcome you all to our webinar on process orchestration using Kissflow apps. Today we'll explore how Kissflow can help you streamline your processes and enhance your operational visibility and also drive efficiency across your organization. So let's quickly jump in to the main topic. I would like to talk about the common business challenges such as fragmented processes, operational blindness, and costly inefficiencies. So we'll discuss how these issues impact business agility and growth, setting the stage for the need for effective process orchestration. So you need a platform that helps you build efficient systems to challenge or to battle these challenges. So let's start with the fragmented processes. So here I would like to delve into the problems caused by fragmented processes, and we'll understand what these indicators are. So the first one is all these challenges, they begin with process inefficiencies, which in turn will increase the spend. There would be a lot of leakage in the spend, and also it would definitely affect the delivery time. So the cause of this is because siloed departments, they operate very independently and they do not share the data or the insights across departments, right? There is no flow of data. And then the effect of that is disconnected workflows. The second challenge is operational blindness, where companies lack end-to-end visibility, and this hinders strategic decision making, and of course it lowers the staff productivity. So what causes it is operational blindness, and the effect of that is going to be real-time monitoring challenges and taking the best informed decisions. And the third challenge is we'll explore how operational inefficiencies drag down your bottom line, and the indicators for that are elevated operational expenses, extended process cycle times, and high resource wastage. And the cost for that is inefficient process design and execution, and definitely there would be an effect on the profitability and having the competitive edge. So how do we orchestrate an efficient process, or let's say multiple processes? How do we orchestrate them to boost efficiency and productivity is what we will cover in this webinar today. And Kissflow's role in process orchestration, it simplifies complexity and empowers efficiency. So we'll cover specific details of how ROI realization happens much quickly with Kissflow. So we'll understand the tangible benefits of using Kissflow, including your time savings, your cost reduction, and improved project delivery time. 5 times quicker time to market will happen with the time that you save with building applications on Kissflow. So it's quick go-to-market time, and your cost reduction would decrease by 3 times, and the third effect is you can go live in less than 3 weeks, and that is something that very few platforms can help you build complex systems, and Kissflow is one of the best in this business. So to check your ROI, you could click on this link and it would take you to this particular page where you can answer a few real-time questions and you can calculate your return on investment. Let's understand all this with a real-time order management system. So I hope this part is clear. So this is an entire set of processes. They work in tandem to achieve order processing across the customer base and the management. So here let's say there's an order processing system managed by an ABC corporation in healthcare or in any industry. They would need these set of processes, which is a purchase request, a vendor quotation, and a purchase order, shipping note, GRN, which is the goods receipt note, and accounts payable process. So all these have to work in tandem with each other, from where a purchase request is raised till raising a request for quote to the vendors and raising a purchase order, the purchase order being reviewed by the supplier, and then the goods are being received to the warehouse, and then the invoice is cleared. So the final payment is done and the finance updates their records. So it is a very intricate set of processes which they have to work with each other to share data. And from the start stage to the end stage, there are so many processes that are in between, and they have to have a proper orchestration. So let's quickly look into a real-time application that I've built, and here it is. So you get into your development environment, and you can build an app, and this is a simple app that I've built. So this is the order management application. So what it has is it has the order master, the order dispatch, order feedback, order complaints, and order returns. So again, an app is a compilation of multiple processes. It could be a process where it has to go through, let's say, a set of approval cycles, or it could be project management or some sort of case management, which in this case, order complaints is a case management. This is the order master. So this is a data form, right? So I have a set of orders that have been raised, and this is the order dispatch. So the order dispatch is again done using a task management board. So here, these are the items, and I can click on that item, and I can see that this particular order ID is raised against these are the order details. It is for the customer ID so and so and the customer name so and so, and these are the orders line items. So right from the line item level, we can share across processes. So all this data is coming from the order management, from the order master, and again, this is the customer master. So we can have a set of customers, and when I click on that, we see the customer's information. These are pretty basic properties of the customer. We can add a lot more using our form editor, right? And we have, let's say, I can click on a button and I can I can create a new customer. I can enter those details, and I can add all the details that I want. So this is the third feature, is the order discount approval. So here, this is actually a process. So when I click on a new item, I can raise a discount for a specific order, and I can check the discount matrix. And once I submit the order discount request, it will go through a workflow, and this is the item that is going through the workflow. I can click on details, and I can click on show more, and these are my workflow steps in between. So we have a vendor master. So this is the view for the management. And for the front desk employees, which is a different role, who will access this order management system, will have this view. And we can build an application with different views or different roles in mind. And this is for the front desk view, and this is for the order processing team. Right? And this is the vendor enrollment form, and this is actually a process. And if you notice here, I have completed 3 items here, and when I open the item, it has the vendor's details. So these were the vendors that were added into the system, and it has gone through this workflow. And we also have the administration option here, where I can get into any historic record, and I can make changes to that for the proper record keeping. And apart from that, we also have a new order request, where I can raise a new order request here. So once I click on a new item, so this is the new order request form. We can auto generate the order ID, and we can add line items here, right? And of course, this also goes through a workflow. We can add a lot more to the form, but this is the workflow of it. It just goes through one workflow assignee, and it completes. So that is the process here. So we have seen different ways to handle data, and now the question rises, how do we begin? Take you to the edit app option where you get into the app builder, and here is where the orchestration is happening. So if you notice here, we have three different sections. So this is the application builder of Kissflow. So you can build an application in the development environment. Right now it is in the development environment. And then after you build it, you can deploy it to the test environment. So once I click on deploy, you can deploy it to the test environment, and after the testing is complete, it can be then further deployed to the production environment. And of course, you can control the versions, which are features coming in the roadmap. And if you notice here, we have three main sections. We have data, we have interface, and we have the logic, and the fourth section is the roles option. So first we begin with defining which role interacts with this application. So we have the front desk team, we have the processing team, the order processing team, and we have the vendor managing team, right? And then we can also connect it with external applications. In this case, I've connected it to my procurement app, where two roles from my procurement app can access this particular app, which is the order management. So I've connected the procurement app and the order management app again at a high level, right? And if you notice, I can, if you see this, I can further drill down into what the procurement admin can see. So they can actually access the order dispatch board, and they also will have access to the vendor enrollment process. And if needed, you can even share the decision tables. So that is the level of access that you can set with roles. And then you begin with managing your data into forms. We have three types of forms. So this vendor master that you notice, this vendor master or the customer master that you see here, these are different data forms. And here we have the customer master form. So all you have to do is start building a form. You can use these fields on the left panel here, and you can, for each field, you can set certain conditions or certain validations of all its properties, which is, we have the settings, we have validation, visibility, and finally you can also invoke a JavaScript action using events, which is an on-click event, right? And that is your form in a nutshell. You can add multiple sections and add as many fields you need, right? And then after you build a form, it is necessary that you have relevant views. So this is the customer sheet view, this is the customer table view, and this is the customer gallery view. So if you look at the table view, so I can expose only certain aspects of my form in a specific view, right? And I need to define the view, and then I can share the view on the page. So here we have reports, and again I have a customer count report. So this is the report that we see on the dashboard. So once I click on the dashboard, we can add a card here to display this number of customers. So this is a card report, right? So there are quick ways to win without writing a single piece of code. But of course, if you want to handle more complex logic, like using a decision table, or let's say even invoking external databases and fetching records from external databases or different sources or any other external source, then you can leverage the power of the event here. So we have event handlers for each and every field within a form, irrespective of which form it is. Even the boards run events, as well as the data forms and the process forms. So here the next thing we have is the boards form. So we have the complaint management form here. If you notice, it is having a lookup, which is fetching values from my customer master. So there are different ways that you can connect to different forms, and one way of doing that is using a lookup. The other way is using a aggregate field, right? So that's a different use case. Then finally you have your process form. In this case, it is the vendor enrollment. So this is where you are so customers who are already using Kissflow, you are well aware of this particular form. So this is the form editor for your process. So you can build your fields, you can set your fields here, you can add different sections, and you can add your workflow here. Create your workflow, add your, if you have to add parallel branches, you can do the same, and it is very similar to the standalone processes. And you can also have AI suggestions here. And finally, you have your permissions based on each workflow step, and you can define which step assignee sees which part of the form, or can even access or read only, or even they can view or not, right? So those permissions can be defined here. And finally, you can have reports on your form. So this is the vendor view, this is the front desk view. So this is the view that I have used on another interface, which is the page. And then you have your different variables here. So this is the total order value. These are buffers that would be updated based on certain actions within the app, right? And then you have your model viewer, you have resources, you can add different files to the form, to the app, and this would be local files. Once you upload files here, they would be available locally within the application. And finally, you have your model viewer, where it gives a simple relation diagram of your application. So here, if you notice, it has the vendor enrollment, it is connected to the master. So this is my entire model of my application, right? And then you have of course, you have analytics as well. You can perform, you can stitch data, or you can pull data from different sources by adding data views. I have not created anything yet. We can discuss that on a different forum. And finally, we have interface. So we have pages. So this is the front, this is the dashboard of my order processing team. So this is the main home page that you land on. And then you have the front desk dashboard. So this is the dashboard for the front desk team. So you can have different dashboards for different teams. And you have the vendor enrollment page. So every click that you have on the page, in the app, every redirection is a different page, and you need to define the page, or creating pages are very simple. And then you have navigations. So you can have different navigations for different roles to implement the role-based access settings. And then you have the components. You can have custom components added onto your application as well. And then you have your decision table. This is the third section, and this is the discount matrix that was set, and it has different conditions here. So if the category of the product is under electronics, and if the order amount is greater than 1,000 and less than 2,000, so this is the discount that is proposed, right? So if in order to achieve this earlier, we had to create multiple nested if else statements to achieve that, but the complexity increases as the number of the conditions or the number of parameters increase, right? So there is a different, so this is the best solution for that, and we have a course available on Kissflow Academy for this. So you can quickly log into academy.kissflow.com, and under here you will find best practices, and here you will find how to use decision tables in Kissflow apps. So this is free for all customers. You just have to use the coupon code KFAC 2024. You can purchase every course for free. Let's get back to the final section, which is the logic. And under decision table, you have integrations as well. So you can, so this is the integration. For example, there is a feedback to a complaint integration. So when a draft is submitted in the feedback form, or not necessarily, it can go through a workflow approval as well. So once there is a draft submitted in the order feedback, it goes through a condition, and if it meets that condition, it creates a new item in the complaint management board. So this is one way you can integrate internal processes and boards and so on. And finally, we have connections is another concept of consolidating different integration, let's say, groups. So this is how we can orchestrate different processes, boards for your task management, project management, and your processes. And of course, they are supporting interfaces and your logic section, your interactions with the app, and finally defining multiple roles. Right. So this is how effectively Kissflow allows you to build a simple application to start with, and this took me less than a week to build. So the go live time to learn Kissflow and the learning curve for Kissflow is much less, which means that you're within 10 days, you can become Kissflow experts and you can start build applications like this.